Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a product review, and I generally don't do product reviews unless I feel like there hasn't been a lot of talk on the product yet, or if I can't find many good quality reviews. And this was something that I received from Clinique at the beginning of this week, and I really had not heard much about it, and it's kind of like a sister product to one of their very popular products, and so I wanted to try this out this week and get a review I wanted to get a full review up for you guys by the end of this week. So the product I'm talking about is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Powder Foundation and Concealer, and this is what the actual compact looks like. Here is the box, traditional Clinique packaging, and this is basically a sister product to the Beyond Perfecting Liquid Foundation, only in a powder form. Obviously the formula is totally different, but I call it sister foundation because they basically have the same name. So I've been wearing this for almost 5 days now, for basically the entire week, and I've developed a really great opinion on it, and I just want to get into that and chat about it because I'm all about a good powder foundation. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, so Clinique did send me this product at the beginning of the week. Today is Friday, so I've been wearing it for, this will be the 5th day, so I have developed a pretty good opinion on it. I have been on the hunt for a perfect compact powder foundation basically ever since I've been wearing powder foundation, and I just really feel like I haven't found one that hits the nail on the head. So I'm going to chat a little bit about this. Just a brief overview. This is $28, and it's basically sold wherever you can find Clinique, and there are 15 shades, I believe, but I will have all of that info listed down below. I first want to start out by talking about my shade because I feel like that's what I get a lot of questions on when I do these reviews. They sent me number 6, Ivory, which is considered a very fair neutral. Now, we all know Clinique's coloring system is a little wonk. I would not consider this to be a very fair foundation. I would definitely consider it to be a light foundation, but not very fair. And I have to say, this matches me really, really well. Now, when I got this in the mail, I looked at it. It looks so dark in the compact, very similar to how the Beyond Perfecting liquids look. You look at those and you're like, oh my gosh, these are so dark. But when you apply them to your skin, they're not as dark as they actually appear in the pan. So number 6, Ivory, is the shade that I have been wearing. It matches me almost perfectly, except for I would prefer a little bit more of a warm undertone. It does say it's neutral, but I do feel like it swings a little pink on my skin. I can balance it out with bronzer, but for the most part, it does fit me really nicely. I haven't taken the time to look at the other shades yet because I just haven't been to a Clinique counter or a place that sells Clinique. So maybe there are some options that are a little bit more on the warm side. Definitely would suggest you going in store and looking at these shades and testing them out because they are definitely deceiving in the actual pan form. They look so, so dark. I mean, this looks so dark when I got it in. I just thought there's no way this is gonna match me, but it did. So as far as color range, definitely go to store, check it out if you can. So the description of this product says a powder foundation and concealer in one for a natural Beyond Perfecting look that lasts all day, even through sweat and humidity. Weightless powder makeup covers thoroughly without clogging pores. Skin breathes comfortably, color stays true. It's oil free. It says to use the sponge side for moderate coverage or a smooth velvety side for buildable fuller coverage. We all know we ain't gonna use the dang sponge or no velvety side to apply this, so there ain't any point in me bringing that up. And then for the concealer part, it says to use a pointed tip to spot conceal. I don't know if that means a brush or a pointed tip sponge. Not really sure where they were going with that, but I'm gonna basically get into the application of this product and how I've been wearing it. So as far as the actual foundation part goes, I have been using my bareMinerals Heavenly Face buffing brush. This works amazingly well with the powder foundation. I tried using my Real Techniques buffing brush with it and it just did not work out. So I would definitely suggest trying to use a brush that is meant to be used alongside of a powder foundation. And basically I apply it like you would any powder. I swirl the brush around and I make sure I buff it in really nicely. So let's get into the concealer part of this because I want to bring that up as well. I don't see any way that you could use this as a concealer. To me, this is a powder foundation and a powder foundation only. With the liquid, I feel like they got away with that better because it's obviously a liquid, and you do have the ability to go in with that little doe foot applicator and spot conceal. With this, I just don't see how you can make the concealer claim with it. It's a powder, it has medium to full coverage, and that's that. So I got a little ahead of myself on that. The coverage on this, very great coverage. Obviously I'm wearing it right now, and I would consider this makeup to be medium full coverage. It's very buildable. You can wear light coverage with it, or you can build it up to become fuller coverage. And I have to admit, it is pretty dang good looking, you guys. It is very smooth. It does not settle into my fine lines or my pores, and it lasts all day on my skin. Now, to put a disclaimer out there, I don't ever have problems with powder foundations lasting on my skin. Every powder foundation I've ever really used, regardless if I like it or not, it lasts on my skin. And I think that's because I do have really dry skin, so I don't have those oils coming through and, you know, breaking up the product. But coverage, medium to full, the way it looks on my skin, I mean, personally, I think it looks awesome. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I think this is probably the best pressed powder foundation I have tried, with the exception of MAC Studio Fix powder foundation, or the Studio Fix, what's it called? Yeah, Studio Fix. MAC Studio Fix powder plus foundation, that's what it's called. So basically MAC's powder foundation. I have always considered that to be my favorite, but this honestly is giving it a run for its money. It is so velvety smooth. I mean, when I apply it, it just looks so smooth on my skin. It doesn't lose the smoothness throughout the day, and I have been so just pleasantly surprised with the coverage on this product, with the wear time, and with just the way it looks on my skin. As far as the concealer portion goes, I've been applying my own concealer because, like I said, I just don't really think there's an added concealer bonus with this product. And I've also tried cream alongside of my powder concealer. Now, people think I'm crazy when I say I use cream on top of a powder, but it has always worked for me. I've never had any problems with it. Try it for yourself, see if it works out for you. But I am wearing Tarte Shape Tape on top of the powder foundation today. I wanted a concealer that had more of a matte property to it, so it didn't look glossy, you know, on top of the powder. So I applied Tarte Shape Tape on top of it today, and today was the first time that I did wear cream concealer on top of it, and it blended flawlessly. It looks amazing. I had no problems with the powder breaking up on my skin, so absolutely no issues with that. I feel like you can wear cream, or if you're not into that, you can take a powder concealer and layer it on top. So I always try to include who I think products would work best for as far as your skin types go. And as far as this powder foundation, I think that it would work well with all skin types, but I always think that powder foundations generally work best for people with normal to combination skin. And I say that because I have, at this point right now, if you guys miss my skincare routine, I'm leaning at more of a normal dry skin type, and I'm generally always 100% dry. So when I'm really dry, I can't see myself reaching for this a lot. I feel like it would, you know, it's not going to be the most moisturizing product on my skin. So I do think that if you have more of that normal to combination, even oily, this would look great. It is completely matte. There are no highlighting properties for this. There's no, there may be mica in it. Mica is what bareMinerals uses in their original foundation to give that overall glow. So when you apply this, you are going to be pretty flat. You have to go in and you have to add that dimension back into your skin with a good highlighter, and you know, some bronzer and contour, or it will be completely matte on your face all day. And if you're oily, that's probably a great thing. thing. If you're combination, same thing. But for those who are normal to dry, you will have to go in and do a little back work to go back and add in a little bit of a skin-like glow. Now, some people have asked me, oh my gosh, is this as good as bareMinerals? And I would not put them in the same category because bareMinerals original foundation is so glowy, so luminous. I don't think there's another foundation out there on the market that can beat the type of glow that the original foundation gives you. And this powder foundation is 100% matte. There is no glow to it, there's no shimmer, there's nothing in the undertone that's going to give you a luminous effect. So you will have to go back in and add you know, a highlighter on top if you like that luminous look. So yeah, 100% matte on this, but most pressed powder foundations are. MAC Studio Fix is, the bareMinerals Bare Pro is, and as far as this being better than bareMinerals original, no, I don't think it is in the aspect of how it looks, because I do prefer a luminous look. But if you like a smooth, matte, velvety look, this, I mean, this is your powder foundation. Okay, so final thoughts on this powder foundation. If you have not been able to tell up until this point, I have been very pleased with the Beyond Perfecting powder foundation. It has worked tremendously well for me this past week. It is so ultra smooth on my skin, velvety, doesn't enhance my pores or fine lines, and it has a great wear time. Now, I know that can vary depending on your skin type, whether you're dry, combo, oily, but like I said, powder foundations tend to stay really well on my skin, especially pressed formulas. I think Clinique really did nail it on the head with this. This is probably one of the best pressed powder foundation formulas I have tried in years. I think it is way better than bareMinerals Bare Pro. I'm gonna have to be totally honest. I think bareMinerals stepped up their game with the pressed formula compared to Ready, but Bare Pro compared to this, yeah, definitely not making the cut like Beyond Perfecting powder foundation has. This has just been so easy to apply, super smooth, like I said, velvety, you can't detect it. And something about Bare Pro isn't as buildable in my opinion, and the more you build with it, it can tend to look a little chalky on you. So in comparison, if you do have that powder foundation, I wanted to kind of compare the difference. So overall, really huge fan of this. I think Clinique did a great job formulating it, and it's something I would definitely recommend trying out if you are a fan of powder foundation. So that is my review. If you have any questions that I did not answer, feel free to leave those down below. I always try to get back with you guys if I miss something. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I think that's it. Like, I don't have anything else to mention. I think I nailed it on the head with everything, and we are good to go. So I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.